What should you look for when you're looking to buy a home? The first thing that you need to take a look at is the area. You want to make sure you're in a place that you're very comfortable. I'm going to use myself as a bad example. So I really like to be a little further away from people, a little more rural, I guess you could call it. But my wife is not so much that way. And as we've continued to buy properties, I've bought things on what I would like and what I think would make sense. And my wife is, liked the homes, and she's liked almost everything about it. But the area has been not as great because we have most of our life in Orem. So we're having to make a commute from Spanish Fork to Orem to do work, to go to dance classes, to go to daycare, to go to all the different things that we're a part of. Most of our life is still in Orem, and it becomes harder and harder the longer you're there. And for you, maybe that's work, maybe that's family, whatever it is, even if you're in a nicer home or a nicer setup, you need to consider what's going to be most important for me and my family. Number 2 is obviously price. At the end of the day, your dollar can only do what it can do. And although the banks might qualify you for something that's pretty high and say, hey, we can go all the way up to 58% on the back end ratios for your debt to income, you say, hey, cool. If the bank says we can do that, then we should do that. My recommendation is never to let your housing expenses be more than 1/3 of your total income. The biggest reason for that is the lenders don't really take into account your taxes. So if you're spending 50% of your income just on your house payment, and then you have to add your utilities, you have to add your maintenance costs, you have to pay all these different things that are associated with owning a home, and you're having to pay your taxes, your actual living expenses may only end up being about 30% of your total income at that point. And although I'm a huge advocate for housing, and I think it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself, I would never recommend that you have a house more than your livelihood. And it doesn't make sense to have this really cool house if you really can't afford it. Yeah, to be honest, you just wouldn't enjoy it. If you're so stressed out about having to make your monthly payments, your house isn't going to be enjoyable. Number 3 is the more nitty gritty. That's when we hop on a phone call and you say, hey, we're looking in these areas. We're looking for anything under 700,000, and we want 3-bed, 3+ bed, 4+ bed, 3-bath, on a 1/4 acre lot. Whatever it is, that's what you need to clarify. So here's my recommendation as you talk to your agents. First, say, here's everything that we want. Create kind of a wish list and say, we want, 1/2 acre, 1/4 acre, pool, tennis court. We want all these different things. And then after you've sent that to them, say, but we would be open to looking at all these minimum requirements. So at the very least, we need 4-bedroom. At very least, we need 3-bathroom. Very least, we need 3,000 square feet. Very least, we need a 1/4 acre. Because when you do that, and when they send lists to you, and when they send homes to you, you want to be able to see more homes, because your right home might just not have the perfect setup, but it might be close. So I recommend you send them both those things. So if they say, hey, here's our needle in the haystack, we found the perfect home, it's go time. But I always think it's worth looking at more options than less. If you do these basic 3 things well, you should have no issues finding the right home and getting into the right place for you and your family.